Okay, in three and a two and a one, and welcome, guys. Welcome to a just and equitable transition news Talanoa, the Traveling Diplomat with JJ, a podcast series where we try to bring the humanity to the amazing people that I meet along my journeys at the IMO, in climate and in ocean spaces. And yes, today we are absolutely honored to have our first guest from the Caribbean, from Belize, and she is Miss Jaeda Sutherland. Everyone, give her a round of applause, Jaeda. High five, Jaeda.
High five.
All right. How are you doing, my sister?
I'm great. I can't complain. As long as I'm alive, I'm great. I think that's the best way to look at it.
Amen to that. Amen to that. So happy New Year's. How's your New Year?
Happy New Year.
Have you been living up to your resolutions?
Let me tell you something. I think I let New Year resolutions go a long time ago because we do not ever follow them. Honestly, we don't. So I always say, oh yes, I'm going to do this for the New Year. I'm going to do that. So what I'm trying to do is to set more realistic goals. So I did say that, okay, this year I have one thing that I want to focus on, and that's it. Nothing else. Nothing that I'm not changing nothing about me. I'm like,
I mean, yeah, set realistic goals. What would you want to share with the people? What was your goal for this year?
So I'm really just trying to, I guess, have better money management and just trying to build up my savings a bit more. I feel like that's a realistic goal, something that, that's good to achieve at this age. So that's where I'm at. I'm not changing nothing about me, nothing like that. Just a realistic goal, build some savings and go from there.
I love that, and I think we all need to have some savings after the holiday season. You got
and us girls, we like to spend, so
and very much deserved, especially the holidays.
Especially when we get to London, so definitely we need to build some savings.
I kid you not. Yeah, you save it and then come to London. We all meet up together and we all have a party. Oh, man, that's so cool.
Because our last one was very great. Were you there?
Yeah. Sorry, which one? Oh, the CSL event.
Yes.
Come on, didn't you notice I brought my guitar over?
Yes, I just remember you did like a whole performance for us.
Oh, man,
and guys, it was great. It was so fun. It was really fun.
It was a definite highlight. I think one of the best moments that I've ever had in London was just...
Yeah, it was a really great way to end off.
Oh, and the one thing I love is, even though we had the vibes, we were full on enjoying ourselves and, getting to know each other more, the food was on point. I need to get the contact of, the goat curry, the rice and beans, the jerk chicken.
Yeah, the food was great. The food was top tier. I don't even remember how I found her. I think I found her just going on like Googling like people who do Caribbean food in London, and I stumbled upon her and she was like, yes, she's from Jamaica and she knows how to cook this, I cook that, and I said, all right, great. I think I found my person, and so sad because the food was really excellent. So we're definitely grateful to her to be able to share that with you guys.
Kudos to you guys for organizing that amazing event. I mean, you already knew we came in, we shared space, and I mean, there were times when we would make requests for each other. That, man, you guys have some nice tunes as well. But we'll come down to those tunes. We'll come down to those tunes because I had some songs some questions about the amazing music that you guys had. But always when we always have this Talanoa, we always start with our roots. We always start with our beginnings, and I wanted the people to know, Jaeda, what were your beginnings? Where did you start from, and what got you into maritime or oceans, or just where you are right now? What were your beginnings like?
I do get asked this question a lot, especially when it comes to panels. I've done several panel discussions already, and I always get asked this question. And I
Please don't be
honestly, I have
formal,
the
just
same story.
informal. Just us, just us.
Yeah, yeah. I have the same story though. Honestly,
Mm,
it's really that I did not know anything about shipping. I didn't know anything about maritime, which is very common here in Belize. And I think it's because the maritime sector too, it's not something that, the public itself is very aware of. And so that's very something that we're trying to change right now.
mm,
So like many others, I didn't know anything about the shipping industry or what that was contributing to our economy, the importance of it, anything. I really stumbled here at the Belize Port Authority, and I was introduced by Darlene Gaitan into like the IMO and everything that has to do with maritime, and she told me to read up about it and do your research, and it was so interesting to me.
mm.
And then I got an opportunity to join the Women in Maritime Association
Yes.
Caribbean, WEMAP. And so from then it just especially took off because it was like, oh my
Wow.
God, these women are so amazing to me. And, they're achieving so many things in the maritime industry. And like, I got to see like how, I guess, big of a sector maritime is because it's not just one thing, it's so many different things contributing to the maritime industry. And so I really got stuck in this position, meaning that, it was just so interesting to me that I said, okay, this is it. I found my career path. I found the thing that interests me most. And it's just been I guess, it's just been something that I've loved since then, that I found a passion in. And I think that's really important when you're trying to find something that you want to
Yeah.
continue doing and, evolving in. And
Mm,
so that's really my story as to how I got into maritime. I stumbled here, I
yeah.
learned more about it, and I decided that I wanted to stay. And it took off from there.
Mm. And so, with all of this knowledge and the spaces that you're involved in, tell me, like, when you were growing up, what did you have, like, this relationship to the sea, or just with water? What was it like?
Well, Belize is a very tropical place, as
Yes.
you know. So we're surrounded by the sea, we're surrounded by
Yes.
beaches, all
Yes.
that. So we spend a lot of time like at the islands, especially for vacationing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can honestly say I've been going to like smaller lagoons since I was a child. I recently learned how to swim though. So, so it's like imagine living in the Caribbean and you don't know how to swim. That is more common than you would expect.
Wow.
And so
Okay.
I recently learned how to swim like in my adult life, and but I do enjoy going to the islands. I do enjoy the sea, just being out there, and so like it's something that is of interest to me. Do I go snorkeling and stuff like that? No, because I'm very afraid. I'm afraid of sharks. I'm afraid of I'm afraid of the wildlife part of sea, honestly. So
Okay.
I like to be in the boat, and that's fine for me. I can be in the boat and just look outside. I like on cruise ships too. Let me tell you something. My mom, she works for the customs department here in
Yeah.
Belize, right?
Yeah.
And so she's very close with like the local shipping agents. And so when I was a child, she got this opportunity to take like her entire family on a cruise ship for a day.
Wow.
And so I went on a cruise ship, and that was the first time I really got to experience it. Because when cruise ships come to Belize, we can see them out. They're docked like 5 nautical miles out, but we never get to actually go on one of them. And
Mm.
so that was crazy for me because it was huge. This cruise ship was huge. I think it was a carnival.
Wow.
Um, and so it was me and my entire family. And imagine us just causing chaos on this cruise ship for an entire day. And these people are probably like, what? Who the hell are these people? But it was so fun. We got to do so many things. We got to swim. We got to eat all day. And then we came off. I was like, okay, yeah, I like cruise ships. I like that. And
Mm.
so yeah, definitely. So I would say, although I stumbled here, was something that was an interest from way back then.
Yeah. That is amazing, and it's good that there is this relationship that exists, that you have with the sea, or with the lagoons. I love the lagoons as well. They're beautiful places. And I
Yeah,
can imagine in the Caribbean they must be beautiful as well.
yeah,
And these ships, they take you to these amazing places all around. And so you mentioned also as well, you got into the women in maritime, and seeing these amazing women in the maritime space. Who were some
right.
of the women that really inspired you, being going into that space?
Um, hmm. Okay, so when I went to it was a regional conference that
Mm-hmm.
that the WeMount normally has. It's like a 2 year a thing that happens every 2 years.
Yeah.
And so the one I went to was in Jamaica. And I got to see, one of the components of the conference itself was like hearing stories from women that have achieved a lot of things right now, like within the maritime industry. And so I got to hear from Najla Kane from Barbados. Oh
Shout
my,
out, shout out, shout out,
shout
shout
out
out
to
to our sister
Najla.
from Barbados.
Yes, and so like, well, Najwa knows. She knows I've been fangirling her since then. But her story, it was really just her story that really captured me. It was so amazing, just listening to all the things that she's done, and she was talking about a lot of the things that she's doing within the maritime or within her own personal career path had a lot to do with like just showing her mom that women can achieve these things. Ooh, it was so touching. I literally cried. And so, so that's one. Aside from that, there was also Mrs. Jennifer Nugent Hill. She's from Tropical Shipping.
Shout
I
out,
don't know if
shout out
you've
to
ever
Miss
met
Hill.
her.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Miss Hill. I've never met her, but I can already feel
she is
her presence.
amazing. She has such a, I don't know how to explain it. She has like a very mentor like personality where it's like she's giving you advice and you don't even know it. You think you're just having a normal conversation, but she's really instilling a lot of knowledge into you. She's amazing. And so she was definitely somebody that inspired me too. And also the third one was it was the president at the time. Her name is Tamara Lowe from Antigua and Barbuda. And
Shout out,
her
shout
too,
out,
like she
shout
just
out.
had this aura which was just so I don't know, so magical, and it was like, oh my God, I need to be like you guys. I need to be like you. And so, and you know who else too? Curly. Curly was a big inspiration to
Oh,
me.
Curly, really, shout out to Sister Curly.
Yeah,
Let's go.
so Curly too. And I got to meet when I got into this like deeper into greenhouse gas emissions and the GHG strategy, decarbonization. I got to meet Curly here in Belize. And then from there, I got to meet Genevieve, and those two have been very crucial as so just trying to provide a lot of guidance and advice, and I do really look up to them as well. I think it's sometimes it's weird when you go to these meetings and like you're one of the youngest people, and it's like, oh my gosh, I've listened to them and they have years ahead of me, especially Genevieve, and it's like, wow, they are amazing. And I think that they are truly people that you really aspire to be like. And hopefully that, and hope that when you get to, where you are or where you want to be in terms of your career, that you've achieved some of the things that they have. And so, I really do look up to women that are achieving a lot. That's me. I love women that are achieving great things. I love that.
Oh man, and it's almost like every time when we have the the six pack meetings or the briefings,
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason, as soon as we hear like the Caribbean region, you, Genevieve, Curly, and I, like, we always like, you guys are the go-to people, and that just shows, man, like, you guys, the efforts and the work that you guys do to promote the you guys
The region.
the region
Yeah.
as well is really, really world class, and it's really amazing to see as well, and it inspires us as well, and which
I mean,
brings
well,
us.
we are inspired by you guys too.
That's what I wanted to go into. So, guys, there is this block that we have, and it's called the Six Pack Plus negotiating block, where we have Caribbeans, the Pacific, and some African member states that we all come together, and usually with this united position as small island developing states and least developed countries, and forming this block has really, really helped us. And I just wanted to see with you, Jaeda, when you first one was, how did you feel first coming into the IMO space? What were your first thoughts about coming into the IMO? And second was, how did you feel about this relationship of the Six Pack Plus coming together?
Coming into that, it took me directly back, I think, to like ISWG 16. I think that
Yes.
was my first time really coming into IMO.
Yeah.
And it was so overwhelming. It was so, and it's not that, that I didn't feel prepared or anything like that, but it was just a completely new experience, I think. And so, like, especially when you get into plenary and you're like, oh, and they get into the negotiation part of it, and this country's wearing their flag and somebody's rebutting it. I think that was the most craziest thing for me. I was like, oh, okay, this is how this goes. And
Wow.
so it was a bit overwhelming just being I think being in a new space,
Yeah.
but it was also such an amazing experience too. So while overwhelming, it was also very uplifting because I feel like it put you in a different mindset whereby, you're around all of these different people within the maritime space. And, all of us are here somewhat on a same level, but these people here also have been going to the IMO for years, so
Yes.
they have a lot of knowledge on
Mhm.
GHG strategy, but not just the GHG strategy, because you have others there who have been attending all the other meetings too, and
Yes.
so like us, we're not as fully aware of everything that's going on within the IMO compared to some of them. So I think that was a bit what would you call it, intimidating in a sense, but I think the more that you go attend the meetings, you start to get a bit more comfortable. But like
Mm.
first when I got there, I was very scared. I was like, okay, this is crazy. But it's really amazing too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
And
and
yes.
oh, sorry. Oh, I was just gonna answer the next question. In regards to the whole six pack and Africa
Yes.
block that's going on, I think too that was really amazing coming into that space and just being able to have like joint coordination meetings, and then we got to learn so many, got to know so many different people. I think too we also got to see a side of everyone's culture. For me, the Pacific's culture was very interesting. I think the first Talanoa that you guys invited us to, and we were drinking. What is it called? The thing that
We're
we
coming
drink.
to that. We're coming to that, my sister. We're coming to that. You already did. You already know. Yeah.
The thing that I'm
Exactly.
always scared to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just watching everybody, it was such a good experience. So, and listening to how you guys sing, and you're so deep into your culture, that was very interesting for me. And I think some of the other people within the region too, that was very interesting for them as well. And it's just always good to be able to come together as one and get a sense of everyone else's culture, what their thoughts are, what their interests are. So the block itself is a really amazing thing.
Oh, that's so cool. And which brings me to this next one is because this podcast series is called A Just and Equitable Transition News Talanoa or Talanoa. For you personally as Jaeda, Miss Jaeda, what does a just and equitable transition mean for you?
For me,
Yes.
I think a just an equitable transition for me is just really a transition whereby I see my people getting the best out of it as possible, meaning the best out of the framework, the best out of the circumstances, the best out of the net zero fund. I think it's really just seeing my people get a level of fairness that we don't normally get when it comes to things like these. And that's really it for me. That's really what I think our best outcome is. We're just trying to see how we can get as much assistance as possible, especially there's a lot of things that we need to do in the region. We don't have the resources to do it. And, when we bring this up, it's always a situation whereby they think that, oh, the region just wants the funds, and it's really not that, but we do need it. We need it to progress. If you take a look in or visit most of the Caribbean countries and you go to their ports, especially, you'll see that a lot of our ports don't even have shore power capabilities. We don't have anything for bunkering. Here in Belize, we don't even have bunkering facilities. So we're very behind in a lot of things, and we need help to be able to get on the same level as other countries who are way ahead of us. And in order to do that, then just an equitable transition for us has to be fair. And so I think that's just pretty much the bottom line for me.
That was amazing, and I think a big part of that is that the work that you guys are doing is you're telling the story of what happens to the people, and I think translating the story that we all do at the IMO to our communities is such a critical thing. And sometimes people tend to not notice how big or how important shipping is to our economies.
Right.
Like in the Caribbean, in the Pacific, it's literally the lifeline of our economies. And I think sometimes there is this gap between what happens at the international level and how is that translated back, to the
national
communities.
I agree.
Yeah. And
We actually just had, and speaking of, because that's such a great thing, what you said, it's very on point, because last week, Thursday and Friday, we had a workshop here at the Belize Port Authority, and it was right now what we're trying to do is launch our National Action Plan for Maritime Decarbonization. So like you said, we're trying to take all of the things happening internationally and try to bring them here nationally and try to implement some of these things nationally. And it's such a hard thing to do, to be able to convince our national stakeholders that this makes sense, that decarbonizing is important, and why, and how that's going to look, or what that's going to look like, how it's going to benefit them. But at the end of the day, too, we still need a lot of investment to be able to even decarbonize nationally. So how do we convince them to do that? It's a very hard thing. And what we got from most of the conversation was that it's not something that they're not interested in, because they do see that eventually there's going to be a lot of changes in terms of fleet and the types of fuel being offered. And so we want to make sure, especially, that our people are able to adapt accordingly. And so we're just trying to bring as much awareness throughout the National Action Plan as possible to, that decarbonization is something that's coming. So you need to prepare yourself. But we also have to look into how we can, help to provide the resources for them to be able to do that. And so it's a very tough thing, but it's necessary at the end of the day. So, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Amazing stuff. And guys, Jaeda is part of the delegation, the Belize delegation at the International Maritime Organization, and you also with the ports,
the Port Authority.
Exactly. And guys, to my right, these are all the links. You can find Jaeda on LinkedIn. You can find the ports, their social pages and their websites. All you can find them, and they're really amazing work that they're doing. To my right, and so. Again, thank you and your team for all the work that you're doing and you're continuously doing. I think it's so good to see and continue to foster these collaborations with us, and and keep on going as it is, and continue to make sure that our voices are heard. And so we've come to the section of this podcast. It's called Recover Corner. So REKAVA. So again, with cover. And which is, I wanted to ask you, when, some of the times when you come into the space and you had this kava drink, what did you think about it? How did you think about, not only about the kava drink, but what did you think about the space? Like just the Talanoa, the music, just the constant relationship building, the exchanges of stories and things between people. How did you find being in that space with the Pacific?
So starting with the kava.
Yes, start with the kava. Yes.
The kava, how do I describe it? The kava is an acquired taste. Like it's something that you really have to try multiple times to get used to. I'm still trying to get used to the kava. Let me tell you why. Maybe I haven't gotten used to it yet. It's because somebody that, normally in the Caribbean, or probably for the Pacific too, there's a lot of different herbs and stuff like that we drink. And before we go to like the doctor or anything like that.
Yes.
And so take me with herbs, not a good combo. I don't like herbs. So I don't like things that have acquired taste. And so me trying to get into the kava, it's going to take some more Talanoas for me to do it. But aside from that, the Talanoa itself, it's such a amazing experience, such a new experience. I think anybody that goes to the IMO needs to experience a Talanoa. And I think what really captures me the most about it is just the unity. When you get there, the energy feels so light, and it feels like I just came to a night's class where I'm going to meditate. And I'm going to, like that's how it feels. The energy is just so light. And it's like everything that I'm feeling inside, I can leave I'm feeling, inside, if it's stressed out or whatever it is, I can leave at the door and come in and just sing with everybody, and we're holding hands and we're meditating. And then I can leave and pick up all my problems back at the door. Like that's how Talanoa feels to me. And I think that's why it's really important. And that's why it's such a good thing. I wish that, most of us had a space like that wherever we went. And so I think it's definitely something that you guys should keep doing. We love coming to it. Everybody loves coming to it. The energy is so great. I think the Pacific people too, you guys just have a very optimistic, a very light energy, and it's amazing to be around, because sometimes the Caribbean, we're so stuck in our ways, and sometimes we're so miserable sometimes. I don't know if maybe people think that about me.
Okay.
We have our days where we need that energy. So that's really good. I think we need the Talanoa. We need more.
Oh,
we need to have a Talanoa during IMO breaks. I think that's what we need.
Amazing stuff, man. And it's always amazing to have you guys on board, because I think the one thing that we connect a lot is not only like us as large ocean states or the shared cultures that we have, but also the music, because I
Yeah.
kid you not, Caribbean music is such a hit too with us as well. But I'm gonna get towards that. We now, after we've done with Recover Corner, now we're gonna do a little bit of a game where it's called rapid fire, and it's I'm going to ask you questions and you only have to answer in one sentence.
Okay.
All right, I'll ask a series of questions and you only have to answer one sentence. Yeah, are we good? You ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, first one. Best advice you ever received?
Oh my God. I thought this would be easier. Best advice I ever received. Why can't anything come to my mind? Best advice I ever received. Okay, I can think about it. I think the best advice I ever received was from, somebody that's also in the maritime space, another woman older than me, and there was some things happening within the industry, and I think right now in maritime, especially in Belize, it's a very male-dominated sector, and so she had just told me. I think I was feeling discouraged at the time. I had like somebody above me that was really just, yeah. And so she had told me, you can't really let anybody break your spirit. If you feel like this is something that you should be doing, and you feel like if this is right for you, then just continue on. Don't let it get to you, and just don't let anybody break your spirit. Don't let anybody change you. Because at the time I was starting to feel like, maybe I was too what would you call it? Maybe I was too forward. Maybe I was too too like putting myself out there too much and trying to do the most or trying to do too much. And she had said, just don't let anybody break your spirit. If you feel like you're doing the right thing, then you continue on with that. And so I think that was definitely one of the best advice that I've gotten. I definitely have more, but it's not coming to my head at the moment. So I'll stick with that one for now.
Perfect. And and I think that was like 35 sentences that you put in. Don't do that again, eh?
Okay, game failed.
I tell you, first question failed, but I mean that's a really good advice. Okay, second one. You ready? Favorite book?
What's my favorite book? Next question, because I don't know.
Any book, magazine or comic or any. You want me to get back to you on that? I'll come back.
Yeah, let's come back to that.
Okay. Favorite seafood?
Favorite seafood? You know what's strange? I did not used to eat seafood. Now my favorite seafood is shrimp.
Shrimp? Cooked in what way? Describe how it's cooked.
Fried shrimp.
A bit of garlic, a bit of onion.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. More for in Belize we normally serve like fried shrimp with like a side of fries or a side of mashed potatoes or something like that. It's like deep fried and breaded.
Oh man, now I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's similar to what IMO gives you at the evening socials. Sometimes they're fried.
Yes. So it's similar, like
yeah, but more flavor.
Ooh, I can imagine. You wanna come back to the book?
No, because I can't think of it.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Would it be crazy if I told you neither? I don't particularly like coffee, and I don't particularly like tea. But if I do drink coffee, we normally do like frozen coffee here. So something like a mocha, frappuccino, like those are the type of things that I would drink with coffee in there. But like hot coffee, black coffee, no.
No, like a
coffee.
Cappuccino or iced coffee?
Yeah. Cool? Yeah, iced coffee I would drink. So coffee rather than tea.
Okay. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
The first thing I do, sadly, is check my phone.
Be honest.
The first thing I do is take off my alarm and check my phone, and that's a very bad thing. And I lay there until I can convince myself that it's time to get up, especially on work days where I have to come here. Whew. It's like a whole pep talk situation that needs to happen. Like, okay, yeah, you gotta get up. You love your job. It's time to get up. Like, yeah, that's the situation.
Okay, amazing. And you're being very honest. And the last one for this rapid fire. What's the last thing you do before you go to bed?
The last thing I do before I go to bed, definitely brush my teeth.
Okay.
And then I go to bed.
Okay. You don't.
Oh wait, no, I just lied.
See.
After
Okay,
that,
what did it? Be honest there.
I'm scrolling on TikTok until I fall.
You're not alone. I don't scroll on TikTok, but I like to scroll on like the reels
Instagram?
on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, the Instagram reels are too funny. But normally it would be TikTok killing me until I can.
We're honest about it. We're honest. We're transparent about it. Okay.
We're too hooked on devices.
Okay. We're going towards the home stretch now. We're going towards the home stretch, man. It's so cool. Thank you, Jaeda. The second last one is, what can we expect from you first, and what can we expect from Belize coming into into this year, for the rest of the year, for 2026? What can we expect?
In 2026, from me, I think I'm really just trying to put more focus into decarbonization, but trying to bring more awareness locally. That's what definitely is something I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do it in like several spaces, because I'm trying to do it through the Caribbean shipping lanes. And shout out to Caribbean shipping lanes and Genevieve, Nafisha, Tiana. We just got some new comms, guys.
Shout out to all of you guys.
Shout out to all of them, to the entire team. Des, can't forget Des, because she would be very upset if I forget her. So shout out to all of them. So I'm trying to do it in that space. I'm also trying to do it here in my own career-wise space. So shout out to Belize Port Authority and all the things we've been trying to do. We're pushing the National Action Plan for maritime decarbonization. So that's a huge thing. We're hoping that that's going to be cabinet endorsed soon. And from there, we want to start off with like a national task force, and we want to, develop like a roadmap as to how we're going to push this plan. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward to doing this year as well.
Yeah.
And then I'm also just trying to bring awareness too within the women in maritime space. So I'm also president of the WeMap Belize chapter.
Yeah.
So been talking about decarbonization within that, not as much, but that's definitely something that I want to change this year as well. So that's what you can expect. And also from that, just us still attending meetings at IMO and just trying to, negotiate for our country's best interests.
Continued ambition. Amazing, man. That's a lot, but that is a vision. That is a true vision. So shout out to all the people that you mentioned, all the amazing stuff that you're doing internationally, but also to the region as well. Okay, we are at the last question, and I think this is going to be a critical one, very critical one. I need you to share with the people your top 5 music choices in your playlist right now. You need to share with the people who are your top 5 people that you're listening to right now.
Does it have to be people or songs? Because I might know the songs,
it can be artists or it can be songs, but just 5, your top 5.
All right. I really love this song from Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish, shout out to Billie
Birds
Eilish.
of a Feather. Birds of a Feather. Yeah, I really love that song.
Okay.
There's a song from this guy who was in Stranger Things. What's it called? It went viral.
I know Stranger Things. Is it the theme song? No, not the theme song.
No, not the theme song. It's better than the theme song.
Ooh.
Let me find it.
Play it. Let the people hear it.
It's DG something. DG. End of Beginning, it's called. Can you hear it?
I don't hear it, but what's the name? What's the name of it?
It's End of Beginning.
End of Beginning. Our editors will find it and they'll play it a bit. So we'll find it a bit.
Yeah. End of Beginning from DG.
Okay. Number 3.
Let me see what else I've been listening to, because my music taste is like...
there's a big variety of it.
Yeah, definitely. What else have I been listening to? In terms of Caribbean music,
Yes, yeah.
I can't name all of those because there's a lot. But definitely soca. So anything that has to do with soca, there's a song from Michelle Montano.
Michelle
so-
Montana.
Yeah,
Shout out to Michelle Montana. What, any particular?
I'm trying to find it. Oh, I've been listening to Bad Bunny too.
Bad Bunny.
I don't know, which is crazy because I don't understand Spanish.
Wow, that's cool.
You know, and a lot of people do ask about that. Like, Jaeda, how come you don't speak Spanish? Because Belize is like known for Spanish speaking, but I don't speak Spanish, but I'm still listening to Bad Bunny.
Love it. Yeah.
To Mia from Bad Bunny and Drake. And then there's a song from that recently came out from, I have a weird music taste, but from T.I. It's called Let Them Know. That one too.
Shout out to T.I. Let him know what I'm about to do right now. Oh my goodness, Jaeda, that was amazing. So, guys, this is Jaeda. You know her as this amazing professional delegate, advocate at the IMO representing Belize, but also in the Caribbean region. This is Jaeda. And again, this is just one of the amazing people in her region that's doing the work needed on maritime shipping, climate, oceans, all of it. And we're just very grateful that we get to know a little bit about your life as a career professional, but also as a human being that loves Bad Bunny and so thank you so much, Jaeda.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This podcast was fun.
And again, I always say that the motto is JET, Just and Equitable Transition, JET now, JET tomorrow, and JET for the future. And I say, chee-hoo! One more is, that song, the Pacific, especially Fiji, made I don't know if you know the song, or it's that go, Sim Simma.
Got the keys to that.
Oh man, what? That's such a viral.
You know what's crazy? My middle name is Simone, so I like singing that song.
Okay, what's the lyrics again? How does it go?
So it goes, my voice is going.
That's fine. Let's go.
Sim Simma, who got the keys to my bimmer? Oh my, the girls and sugar. I something. You know what? It's called Sim Simma.
Bro, because in Fiji, we made a rendition to that song, but in Fijian. That was.
I have to hear it. You have to share it with me.
It's called Sim Sima by Mr. Sam. It's a Fijian rendition of that Sim Sima, because I remember when that song played at the venue, the CSL function. Literally every one of you guys sang word for word, and I was like, this song is such a hit in Fiji as well. But I didn't know it was a Caribbean song.
It's been around for like ages, so it's like everybody in the Caribbean, like we grew up on the song, so you have to know it.
Again,
you can't be Caribbean without knowing that song.
Exactly, and exactly how you guys inspired that song has inspired like this movement. It's like a trend going on back now in Fiji, this Sim Sima, and it's such a viral song. But again, thank you, Jaeda. Thank you for your time, and guys, stay tuned for this JET podcast. We'll have more amazing people along the journey. Thank you, Jaeda, and I will be reaching out to more of your Caribbean friends. You set the standard now. So again,
thank you.
Have a good one.